Hi, my name is Shamika Cherry Jackson, and I am a licensed clinical social worker and owner operator of Walking in It Counseling and Consulting. Majority of my work is specifically with caregivers and families affected by special health needs and/or disabilities. So specifically today, I was just thinking I had some time today. Something I've always wanted to do, learn how to do, was just how to garden. I want to eat better, do better in that regard with, just knowing where my food is coming from, and just I want to learn how to garden. So I've planted a few things in the past, like I have a Meyer lemon bush that I'm growing, and we have a peach tree. But also, since it's fall, I wanted to grow some collard greens. That's probably my favorite vegetable that I really can eat every day. And but anyway, just love collard greens. So I wanted to learn how to do that in container, plant in containers, and just so excited about it. Just feeling like I'm doing something that's filling my cup, and learning a new skill, and also just knowing where my food is coming from. And I just feel like it'll be beneficial in the long run for me, and also the health of my family. And so I was thinking about that in regards to a season that I was in where I was just overwhelmed and exhausted with everything that was going on in my world, whether it was, it was parenting, it was work full time, and we had some health issues going on in the house. And I mean, just felt pulled every which way. Every sphere of my life felt tapped into emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, everything. I was overwhelmed and exhausted. And I remember in that season, like just praying and getting quiet before the Lord, and just praying, and just being honest about this is the season that I'm in, and I need wisdom and I need guidance on how I can manage all this that's on my plate right now. And my expectation when I prayed was that God would give me, a master plan on time management, and how I can balance and manage all these things that I had going on that seemed to be, just juggling plates. And it felt like if I didn't do the things, if I didn't get it done, then it wasn't going to get done. And a lot of times, that is the case where we do carry a lot on our shoulders. Specifically when I'm thinking about, the caregivers that I work with, when I think about the parents that I work with, a lot of it depends on you, whether if it's getting your loved one back and forth to therapy, whether it's scheduling the medical appointments, you're trying to balance a job and take the time off, and what do you need to communicate with your boss, with your coworkers, and the emotional toll that those things take. So there is a lot that we carry. And so I remember, just going through that season, and just getting before the Lord about it, and just like, I need direction. Like He was going to give me this master plan template on how to juggle all these things successfully. That was my expectation. And but that was not the response at all. It was just very simple. And His answer was rest. I'm like, rest? I don't have time to rest. Like, if I'm not moving, if I'm not doing these things, they're not getting taken care of. I don't have time to rest. But as I continue to study rest and Sabbath, just one, I learned that one, it's a blessing, it's a gift that God has given us, humanity, mankind, to take the day off. And I know some of us will have to work up to taking a full day off and to take some juggling, of your schedule. And I get that. So just starting in increments. But the point is being intentional to take some time off to rest, to feel your spirit, to pour into yourself, and getting an eternal perspective of this day to day. Even taking rest is an act of faith, that you're trusting that God is going to take care of the situation when you're not working. That is an act of faith. It really is. And if you're built like I am, you like to be moving, you like to be productive, you have a task list of things that need to get done. And if you're not doing it, like, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm working on it. But I like for things to get done. And so it's hard for me, even when I feel like I'm failing or something like that. Like, I need to be productive. I need to be doing something better with my time. That's how I look at it. And the Lord has really had to work on me with that. Like, no, I want you to rest. Take this time off. And when you get back to it, you'll have a different perspective about it. You will have a mind shift of keeping first things first. Because of all this stuff, he probably hasn't asked me to do, but I'm doing it. Whereas I can tap into support, I can lean into support, give me a different perspective or even an energy and a vision about what it was that I had been doing, and just has a way of making what perceived to me to be a mountain, just lowering it. Does that make sense? But that only came through rest and just really reframing it to where this is a gift to me that God has given. And I'm not trusting him when I'm not resting. If I'm toiling and I'm not putting my trust in him, to one, he's the ultimate source. Everything else that I have in my life, whether if it's a job or what, those are resources, but God is the ultimate source. And so getting back plugged in alignment with him, he's my source, he's my provider, he's my wisdom, my guidance, getting back to those foundational things. And also trusting that that he's there in my tomorrow when I'm back dealing with whatever issues I left. There was a verse that came to me during that season. It's been applicable in so many ways in my life, but I'll share it in this context. It's in Isaiah, and I have to remember the reference, but he just talk about, "In quiet and confidence is your strength." So part of that rest is being quiet and confident in God's ability to take care of what I've taken my hands off of, doing that through rest. So I just want to encourage you with that. Again, I know that it'll take some planning on some of our parts to do, but I highly encourage you to look at ways that and how you can be intentional to take the time off to take some rest, because we need it, and it's an act of faith. So that's my encouragement for today. Be encouraged.